Hi and welcome, it's Gene from maverickstar Observatory, and what we're looking at is the 9 times table. You might think, why the hell are we looking at that? You may have heard the expression, as above, so below. You might be thinking, well, what the hell is all that about? You know, really, you can search for the rest of your life and not work it out. Or someone like me can just explain it simply to you. As above, so below. And that is why we've got a red line drew slap bang in the middle of the 9 times table. We're only going up to 90. And the reason for that is there's no need to go any further. We can carry on and on and on. Doesn't matter. We live in a mathematical universe. And what I'm trying to show you right here and now is something is real in our universe, controlling everything we do. Every single thing, every single day, every hour of that day, every minute of that day, every second of the day is orchestrated. And you are on the centre of the stage. What this is, I'm about to show people, is for the people that have lost faith in any God. I don't care what your God's name is. You know, I even created a new name for my own God. I called him the Universal Conscious. Because after receiving this, and I say that in, absolute, I received this. I got given this. One morning, I woke up. I knew I had to write it down before I forgot it. And what I'm going to show you guys is what some of you have seen before if you've been following me for a long time, the universal equation. But this means more than that. I've explained this to some people and I've had them cry in front of me. Because they'd lost faith. Faith. Let's look at this. You know, I know what people are going to say. Oh, Gene, do not cross that line. You're a scientist. I'm sorry, you know what, for those people that say that to me, I've got no choice. I am presented with something I cannot deny. And I will present that to you guys. Now, faith is having a belief in a system without confirmation. Well, I'm going to blow you away, because I'm going to show you confirmation. For those of you that have probably lost faith along the way in your journey in life, I'm going to bring you back home. I'm going to show you something about our universe, which is way, way out there. Are you ready for that? So it starts with numbers. Now, I could go to Thailand, China, Germany. They're all going to have, some of them are going to have, the same number or the same numerology as us here in the UK or in the United States. We all know what number 5 looks like. We all know what number 4 looks like. But in other cultures, they write numbers in a different language. This is same for the universe. But there has been something left for us to find if we was searching for something. And it could only be found in a numerological system. And that, therefore, shows us the truth. Shows us that none of this was accident. You know, the Earth being at the right distance from the Sun, so that, most of the water on the planet wasn't frozen, wasn't too close where it was all in gas state. We have a moon that measures 400 times the, oh my God, what's the word I'm looking for? It's 400 times the circumference of the Sun, and only from the perspective of the surface of the Earth, when there's an eclipse, the moon covers it perfect. If all these signs were just wasted, on people being complacent, then what I'm about to show people must be more than that. Because this universe that we live in is absolutely conscious. It has designed everything around a binary system, and it has left it there for us to find. So with me bringing you to this simple 9 times table, we begin the journey of learning that our universe is actually conscious, which means it's aware of what it's doing and it's creating in a logical way. Absolute conscious. And that you can call whatever God's name you choose to do that. If it's Allah, if it's Buddha, if it's Jesus Christ, if it's any other name, the Lord Almighty, that's fine with me. Perfectly fine. Because when we all point to that dot on a wall that we've drew, that's our God. And it is everyone's God. And there is only one. Let's face it. We just know him by different names, don't we? So why even pick on the 9 times table? Well, something very obvious happens when you start to look at the numbers, because the answers add up to 9. Like 1 times 9 is 9. Obviously we get a 9. 2 times 9 is 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. 3 times 9, 27. 2 plus 7 is 9. 4 times 9, 36. 3 plus 6 is 9. 5 times 9 is 45. 5 plus 4 is 9. And then something interesting happens. Just look at the answers after 6 times 9, 54. Isn't that just the reverse of 5 times 9, 45? 7 times 9, 63. Isn't that just the reverse of what happened above it, 36? 8 times 9, 72. Well then, go back to 3 times 9, 2 plus 7, 9. And 9 times 9 is 90, is where we started. 9 plus 0 is 9, and that's where we started. Why does mathematics present this? There is a second level I'm about to show you, and the reason why I'm talking about this is because it's 2023. You know, it's a brand new year. And even though it's a brand new year, you know, there are millions and millions of people lost in this world. Their faith has weakened because of the situations that they've been put in, and it's not their fault. And it's not God's fault. Because if any one of us was to complain that we didn't have something, God would surely say, I left everything you needed on your planet. It was human beings that barred themselves from these things. It was not me. So we live in an abundance of possibilities. You know, we can have all these things. It's just that we are limiting ourselves to them because of the path in which humanity is taken right now. Do you understand that? Are you starting to understand why I don't sell merchandise? Are you starting to understand why, you know, even if we were at the capability, in which we don't, I wouldn't put the adverts on. It's because I'm not here to earn money. I'm here to help you in life understand a few things about what is going on with our world. And more so when we talk about things like this, what is going on with our universe. Here's my credentials, guys. If ever you had doubt in me, you thought I was a scammer, I was just a bullshitter, you know, oh my God, I get it every single day. People accused me of all sorts. You don't have an observatory. You don't have any qualifications in science. You don't know what you're talking about. Can you believe it? I live with that on a daily basis. Yet I still bring to the table things like this, because this is everything. It's absolutely everything we need to know. You know what? You can starve to death. You can be thirsty, you know, not drink water for weeks and weeks and be on death's doorstep. If you know this, you know there is something else waiting for you. You know that you was never walking alone in this world. This is bigger than anything else, as far as I'm concerned, and that's why occasionally I talk about it on this channel. And like I say, if you really grasp what I'm about to show you next, you'll understand completely. You won't need me to say the words. You will understand. Now, I don't know what I did one morning to receive what I'm about to show you. I don't know what I did, but I was given it. I was given the information I needed to know. And I guess the reason why I was given that is because I was not comfortable in life. I really wasn't. I'll share this with you. You know, you've heard me talk about this. Some of you guys, if you've been following me for a long time, you've heard me talk about this many times. I'll tell you now, I'd never do this justice, ever. This is way more bigger than what I should have ever came across in life. But I did. So there's something in our numerological system that brings us to the obvious of what we're looking at right now. And some of you are thinking right now, if you're new to the channel, you're thinking, what the hell are you rattling on about, Gene? So let me just delve down a little bit deeper and show you what I mean. Okay, so I've quickly taken a photograph of the universal equation, and you'll understand why I call it that in a minute. But I've chopped off the 7 at the end. You can't see that, but obviously what you will realise is that I've reversed the numbers. So we start out with the number 1787, yeah? Reverse it, 7871. And if we take 1787 from 7,871, we end up with 6,084. We add the numbers up individually. 6 plus 0 plus 8 plus 4 equals 18. Add those two numbers together and we have 1 plus 8 equals 9. There is only one other outcome where you will get a different number, and that is if you have like 2002, take away 2002, it ends up 0 straight away, slap bang, wallop, 0. So what we've got is a binary system. Why is this important? Why is this unique equation that filters down things just to 2 numbers so important? It's because everything in our universe can be mathematically explained with numbers. I can write out a mathematical formula for a cube, a sphere, a cylinder, anything. And then I can also write out mathematical formulas for orbital patterns around suns, star systems, galaxies, you name it. NASA have received this equation from me. Well, actually it was given by a friend. It wasn't given me. A friend of a friend took it in to introduce it to some scientists. They said it was a unique equation. You know, they'd never seen anything reduced down, you know, so simply down to just 2 simple numbers. But this is for those people that lost faith in God, because this shows you is thumbprint on this universe. Everything within this universe has been created mathematically and by a formula, and you're probably looking at that formula right now in front of you, and I know that's a big thing. You need to take it in, because it doesn't need to be the numbers I've used. You can use 10 numbers, 20 numbers, whatever. Try it, just work it, do it. But what you must do is, first of all, write the number that you choose out of randomness, and then reverse it, and then take the larger number away from the smaller number and add it up like I did in this equation. It will always come back as one of two things, a 9 or a 0. That, brothers and sisters, is a binary code, and we only had that 50 years ago. This has been in existence for eternity, trust me. And I'm not the first person that has brought this to the attention of people. I probably have shown it more people than what the originator people that have had it years and years ago of, and the only reason is because, in this day and age we have things like YouTube where we have access to 60,000 people, so we can show them this. But this is unique, trust me. And like me, for those that had lost almost faith in there being somebody out there, supreme creator, the Lord of Lords, holies of holies, whatever name you chose to give your God, and whatever point you put on the wall and said that that's my God and that's his name. You know what, I pointed at the exact same thing as you guys and said that was also my God, only I'd lost faith and I needed more, and I got it, and now you got it. So you don't need faith anymore. You've got the answer there in your hands. We're not supposed to be walking around with this information. Do you understand that? Right now, what I've given you is something that you shouldn't have, but it is there right before you, and it has been explained to you. So now, unfortunately, you have a burden placed upon you, because not only did those people that listen to this today have little faith, they have now been shown conclusively that this universe is conscious and is operating on an intelligent path, and some will call that prime creator. You have the burden now of walking through life knowing, not just relying on faith, but actually having facts put firmly down before you. And I know this will piss off some people, because they didn't expect to see this in a video. They didn't want to be confronted with the truth. And I understand, and I apologise to those people. But you have a burden now. If you've got to this point in this video and you're still here, you now have a burden upon you, because you don't have to rely on faith. You have the facts. I've explained it very clearly. My credentials are unlike anyone else's on YouTube. We're following the magnetic North Pole for a reason. I'm trusting that God has a reason for that. If you picked on me to land this on me many years ago, then he obviously has a plan for me, and the reason why we're still here today. And let me tell you something now, another thing, I should never have been able to program the Trimax system. Never. My friend is an electronic engineer, been doing it all his life, and he said what you did on a scale of 20 was 17. He said You have managed to program breakout boards yourself, get them to do exactly what you want, and not only that, you've got it to transmit that information wirelessly from one point to another, and it can be done over a kilometre. So what you've done is at a very high level. Well, I'll tell you now, we had people, professionals at Langley, try and break, into, getting the breakout boards to record onto the SD cards. You know what we were doing? We were just working with just too short a memory, so that the program had to be so lean, no fat at all on it, so lean and clean that it recorded not just the position of the magnetic North Pole, but also wrote it down on an SD card reader. We'd pushed that breakout board to its maximum potential, and with the most efficient programming that could be done. And like I say, there's a guy at Langley, Justin, you know who you are, and I really deeply appreciate all the help you tried to offer. And I know we both failed, didn't we? After many nights, we was there, sending each other emails, talking over Skype, trying to, break the problem of the SD card, so we could get it to write down. And you know what? I also, I've got a feeling, Justin, that Brad's not with us anymore. And I really deeply hope he is. But I haven't had contact with him for a long time. I just hope he's still with us. And for those that are new subscribers to us, Brad is a Navy SEAL, or former Navy SEAL. And he was one of our very first supporters at this observatory. He knew what we was trying to do. And I know he's had some difficult times in his life. And I've been there one of the times when he was going through such a difficult time. I just hope he's still with us. And we've lost touch, for such a long time. But, we're moving off on another tangent there. Anyhow, Brad, I just hope you're still with us. But I just get this feeling that you're not. And wherever you are, I just hope that God is watching over you. I really do. But getting back to this, guys. You've been shown something that you wouldn't ordinarily be shown ever again. Trust me. And one other thing I've learned, and I'm going to share with you, is that you have to be decent people in this world. And there's no other way around it. If you're not, your reward's going to come for you. You do bad deeds, you be wicked, you want to be corrupt. You think that you're acting without anyone observing you. You're crazy. Because this universe is observational. Everything you do is recorded. You'll be given an opportunity to account for your actions in life. Do you understand that? You shouldn't even be told this. What you've just witnessed in this video is something you was never meant to hear. And I dare say I'm going to piss off a few people. You can use your imagination. By telling you this, I have opened Pandora's box in some circumstances. But I don't care. I think you need to know. You need to understand this. That our universe is not asleep at all. It's absolutely the opposite. It's absolutely awake. and for those that are committing really disgusting atrocities on other human beings, on other animals in this world. You've got to pay the price. You have to pick up the book for what your actions were committing. I'm going to leave it here. There's a link down there if you want to help support what we do at this observatory. I've not encouraged a few more people to subscribe and, to our Patreon account. Have I not encouraged a few more people to step up to that line? Do you not realise now that I work for the light and not the darkness? I'm not interested in waxing myself rich. I'm interested in helping people understand their whereabouts in this world and in this universe. And you know what? I'm interested in these anomalies that take place on our earth because they affect us. If you want to be standing by my side, there's a link down there. You can support us. If not, that's fine. Absolutely fine. You don't have to. It's not mandatory. We're not charging anyone for anything. We're not even offering, a service for an amount of money. It's entirely up to you. You chuck in a £5, you chuck in 10 quid, or chuck in whatever you can afford. It's up to you. You know what? Be one of them people that support. Come join me. Working for light is not a bad thing. A tiny bit of light in space can be seen trillions and trillions of miles away. It's things like that that give us hope. We don't live in a dark world. We really don't. It's just the people that live alongside us, just a few of those people that live in the darkness. And they can't stand the tiny glimpse of light. I say what I usually do. Link down there if you want to support. As always, bye for now.